It's been years in the making to earn this designation, but finally, the cold, fresh water of Eastern Lake Ontario is now a nationally recognized underwater park, about 1,300 square nautical miles of the Great Lake, running from Wayne, Cayuga, Oswego, all the way up to Jefferson counties, now designated a national marine sanctuary. Joining us now, two people hugely instrumental in earning this designation, Phil Church, Bill Chris. Good to see you both. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Phil, let's start with you. You've been working on this for years. I mean, how's it feel? There are only 15 other national marine sanctuaries out there.
Well, it feels pretty good. We've been working on this for 10 years. Oswego, Wayne, Cayuga, and Jefferson County, as you mentioned, got together and decided to nominate Southeastern Lake Ontario to become a national marine sanctuary based on our maritime heritage and the role we had in American history and the relationship of the lake to indigenous peoples. It feels good. As you said, there's only 15 others. I think it's important for people to realize that we are now classed in a league of special places on Earth, along with the Florida Keys, the Hawaiian Islands, and the Olympic Coast. That's how we are going to be thought of from now on. So great opportunity comes with that. We submitted this nomination because we recognize the opportunity not just for tourism growth, but also the effects on the economy with the influx of funding and research, opportunities for youth to explore careers in marine technology and marine ecology, conserves our local history, and it promotes our region internationally. So it feels good. It feels a little bit like an ending because the nomination was successful, but it's really just the beginning because now the work begins to make all that promise come true. So it's a challenge to our local governments and businesses and civic organizations to seize onto this and make this sanctuary the most that it can be.
Bill, I want to bring you in. You put a lot of time into this as well. Why did Eastern Lake Ontario earn this designation? Phil kind of hinted at it, but what's out there or under there, I guess?
Yeah. Phil did kind of hit on some pieces of it. You know, just the importance of this area of the country really played in the development, one of our nation, but also the rich indigenous heritage that exists here as well. We know for a fact there are 43 shipwrecks designated down in this region of Lake Ontario. We also believe there are 20 additional wrecks that we've yet to discover. And then we also know there is one aircraft and 3 other aircraft yet to be discovered too. So there's a lot to see here, a lot to do, and we're really just very, very excited to be sharing this with the rest of the world.
Yeah, how do we all kind of benefit from this designation, Bill?
Yeah, I think, you know, again, Phil kind of touched on it in the outset of it, but, you know, educationally, it's just fantastic. You know, I'm standing on the shoreline of Lake Ontario right now, and the number of people, one, that don't recognize that we have a great lake here in New York State, and 2, recognize what that provides for us, both economically, but also just the beauty of what exists here. And so to be able to bring this into classrooms and to be able to bring this into living rooms is going to be just an amazing experience for anybody across our nation.
Yeah, certainly, Phil, tourism, as you mentioned, but I'm very curious. A lot of this obviously is underwater for people who don't go on or into the water. How do they take advantage of all this? Bill kind of mentioned bringing it into the living rooms and classrooms. That's possible too, right?
Right, and for those that are divers, part of the program is to place engineered mooring buoys on some of these shipwrecks so that visiting divers do have safe access to them. But not, like you said, not everybody is a scuba diver. But the resources that NOAA brings to bear on this can bring that experience out to museums and classrooms and organizations all through the area. They have already created a virtual reality shipwreck dive on one of our local shipwrecks. I tried it out last week, and where you can put on a headset and dive the wreck of the St. Peter, which is on the National Register of Historic Places. And you can do it from a museum, sitting in a classroom. It's can be part of a classroom curriculum. The school or NOAA has created lesson plans already that schools can use based on the shipwreck of the St. Peter.
Oh, wow.
And they can use this virtual reality. So it's going to augment tourism and attractions for museums with this type of technology, and attract more visitors and hopefully more people and businesses to here.
Phil Church, Bill Chris, we're running out of time here. I know you got a special event coming up in September. We're going to have you guys back and talk more about that, but we appreciate your time now.
Thank you for having us.
Super. Thank you. Take care.